What up, everybody? Hope you're out there having a blessed and wonderful day. As always, remember two things. It's a good day to be alive, but an even better day to be great. So get up and get to the grind, whatever that may be for you. Like I said, the first season of Talking to the Moon, I'm going to introduce you guys to guests. They might not be special to you, but they're special to me. And I want to introduce you to them. Today is a really special guest because this is the first time I'm ever doing this. You ever feel like you have a connection with someone that you don't even know? And I've been going to the gym in Warner Robins at Crunch. It's been like over 2 years since it's been there.
Man, it's probably like a year for me.
Yeah, a year for you. All right. Every day I'm in the gym, I see him working out. And as a man, you always got to be aware of your surroundings. So I'm just like, man, see this dude, and as a professional athlete and a trainer, I'm like, this dude knows what he's doing. All right, one day I'm gonna ask him when I got a little bit of time. I'm running out. I said, hey, bro, what do you do? Because you in here doing all the stuff like you preparing for some kind of event. I know, because I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
And then so we connected that day. You like, yo, I'm just a trainer. I'm here. This is my lifestyle. And that's my favorite answer. Because I ask everyone. If I see a guy in shape, a girl in shape, somebody in the gym, I'm like, it's a trick question. I'm like, what are you training for? Because if they're not training, if they're not an athlete, they're like, oh, I just want to lose weight. I'm like, nah, I wanted to hear it's a lifestyle. So he's like, oh, this is what I do for a living. I said, I know, because you're working core rotation, hip flexor, explosion. I said, bro, you're in here doing the work.
Absolutely.
So this podcast will be a little bit different because we've only spoken fitness to each other. In the gym. So we're going to eventually get into a little bit of our backgrounds, like what we do, what we got going on. But I want to introduce y'all to my special guest, Will. So just tell the people a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit of your background, what you currently do, and what you plan on doing, and then from there we can get into all the fun stuff.
Love it. So as my man Moon said, we literally, it's really the same thing. You see him in there, and like he's doing some of the same type things that I like to try to get into, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. And then I'll be like, ooh, I'm gonna take that right there. I'm gonna take that.
You did some stuff. I was like, I gotta add that to my program.
Yeah.
I remember the worst thing, you had like the box up, and you were doing the hip mobility up, and I was like, I need to do that. Come on, hips is tight.
Because you're like one of the only people outside of myself that I noticed. We'll bring in the wedge, and we go and work on that knee over toe mobility.
Yeah, knee over toe.
So I was like,
Y'all go follow my man.
I was like, my dude is good. But my name is DeAndre Williams. I go by Will, D Will, all type of stuff. Right now, I currently work out of Colossal Fitness with Ja Bowens. Look him up, tag him at I am Colossal Fit. That's my man's. He's the owner. I'm like his number two. And we do group classes, semi-private classes. We do one-on-one, all that good stuff.
What do you prefer? So, like as a trainer, for me, it's a mixed bag. I know most of the time it depends on the client.
It always depends on the client.
But as far as like training, would you prefer group classes? Do you prefer one-on-one, small group? Like, what's your preference? Because to be honest, I don't like the big box gym style of training because there's so much misinformation out there. When we get to our quick fire questions, I'm eager to ask your opinion on one very particular thing. But what do you prefer as far as gym environment, and then from like a working out perspective, and then what do you prefer as a trainer?
So when I'm working out, like I don't mind the big box gym working out. I definitely like a big. I like the spaced out environment of Crunch.
You was in the gym running sprints.
Because I like it.
I was doing a workout and it was like wind, and I was like,
for
where'd
real?
that come from? Workout wind. And I was like, this motherfucker's been running sprints.
I love the move. I like to keep my heart rate up. I like to move. I like to bounce. I like to keep myself engaged. So I like the openness of it. I do like the intimate little small gyms too. As far as like training, I don't really have like I don't have a preferred like whether I prefer like training groups or training individuals. Like you said, when it comes to individuals, it depends on the client. Because you have those.
Stop right there. Give me a bad client experience.
Oh Lord.
I gotta hear. Because we all got them. We all got them.
So, and then
you don't have to mention nobody naming it. Just paint
I had this guy.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because I'm sure he don't follow me. He don't know me. So I had this guy. Like when I very very first started out, and like he had, I want a 6-pack. I I want to do this, I want to do that. All right, cool. So, you know, we started laying out groundworks, like little things to do. So let's just say we go one weekend and then we go to weigh in. Mm-hmm. He clearly has gained a whole other 5 pounds, and not in the best way.
Where'd that come from? That ain't
right?
muscle.
So, you know, the first question to ask, so what we doing when you outside here?
Yeah.
He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, what are you putting in your mouth?
Yeah, nutrition.
And so, like, immediately, dude got like hella hostile.
Defensive.
Absolutely.
Hey man, what you mean? What I can't eat?
Yeah, like I'm eating how you tell me to eat. I was like, well, like how much? How often?
Hey, you should have been like, then why you don't look like
Look,
this?
like, well, how often? Like, how often? So we went back and forth for a while, and I was like, all right, cool. So I just let it slide. So I was like, well,
Worst thing you can ever do. I learned that mistake. Don't let none of your clients slide, bro. It's okay to like.
But you have to, again, it's still about engaging, because
Yeah.
you got to know that at some point, like, this conversation ain't gonna go nowhere.
See, you mature.
It ain't gonna go well.
He's much more mature in his fitness journey than me. I'm a fighter, so in my head, I'm just like, man, we're gonna throw hands, we're gonna shove it.
Exactly. Like, look, trust me, in my head, I wanted to give your boy the 2-piece with the biscuit.
Bing.
With the biscuit, but I was like, nah. So at that point, we have to try to take it to right where he at, because it's all about meeting the clients where they are, not where I think that they need to be or should be.
Yeah.
So as we started
that's
going,
very important.
So as we started going, and so that's like the first week. Second weekend, he didn't gain another 5 pounds on top of the last 5 pounds.
Damn.
Dude is getting, and this is looking sloppy.
Oh my God.
Because his 5 pounds is noticeable.
Yeah.
It's getting sloppy. So I'm like, all right, my boy, we're going to have to increase your cardio.
Yeah.
Because you're eating like you're supposed to be eating, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's but man, I don't really do cardio. I was like, well, that's kind of your problem with the 5 pounds. So every time there was just something else. There was something else. There was another problem. He was just steadily gaining weight.
The excuse maker. That's the whole personality type.
That was my whole problem with him. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And after a while, like, I'll take your money. But it comes a point when you're just wasting my time, man.
It's not worth it.
No. And then I'm going to have to throw hands, because you're going to say something else.
Bro.
Because you're pushing the button. You're pushing the buttons. You're pushing my limit. So I eventually was like, hey, I don't think I'm like the right trainer for you. Yeah. I think, like, you know, you probably would do best, you know, finding somebody else. You know, we ended amicably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't do it no more, because, like I said, either I was going to pop him.
Yeah. See, I try and tell, like, so I come from a big family. I'm one of 8. Brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest boy, and there's one girl under me. So all my older brothers and sisters put hands on me. Everybody.
I'm about to say you. But all my life I've had to fight.
All my life I had to fight. All right. But like, also, like, I grew up in a family, like, it seems like for every one boy that's born, there's like 5 women, and it's just like absolutely nuts. So growing up, it was a house full of women and stuff like that, and like, the difference between like how men handle situations and women handle situations, like, for men, physical violence is always a disrespectful word away. And it's like, bro, and I had a client one time not throw money in my face, but like throw it in my face. And I had to tell them right then and there, like, bro, you think you own me for this? When I first started training, it was a tiny amount, like $30. It was like ridiculous. I was like, he showed up late is what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, that's the second time this week, like, that you showed up late. This is cutting into your time, and it's really disrespectful to me, because
your time.
This is like, I'm trying to help you out.
Absolutely.
And he's like, man, I'm paying you extra. I said, whoa. I said, I don't care how much you paying me, bro.
You don't own me.
Like, this is my time. You can fucking leave. And people go like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm training you out my garage, not a big box gym, bro. Do you see it's a heavy bag in here? Don't cross the line. I did that one time with a fitness client, and I did that one time with a MMA client, with a martial art client. And they was like, hey man, can you meet me here? Can you do this, that, and third? And I was like, nah, but I'm paying you all this money. I said, whoa. You contacted me to do a private lesson. I didn't call you up and say, hey buddy, you want me to go where you at? So I'm like, it comes a point in time where people think that money entitles them to disrespect you.
Yes.
And it's like, look, you want to look like me because you've been disrespecting your body for X amount of years. So this little money you're throwing at me is not going to allow you to disrespect me.
No.
Now, I'm not going to disrespect you. Like you said, you got to meet the client
Absolutely.
where they are. You got to know who your client is so you know what to tell them. I know when I have to like push someone versus when I have to like pull them and like, hey, this is a little bit too easy. We need to do this. But I'm more like quality over quantity. I don't have a lot of clients. I have 10 people that I work with. You see that little list right there?
That's them.
The little right here, right there. The little right under the red dots. You see it has like the names. Yep, that's it. That's it. And my goal is not to have a board full. It's to make sure every one of them hit their goal.
But I say that a board full is not peaceful.
No, it's
That's
not
the other
peaceful.
part.
It's like, and then I still want to be able to do like what my heart desires, speak to the people, like network, connect, travel, train. So I would rather take 10 people with me and instill discipline and lifestyle in them. And then when they get to a point to where a year down the line, they have the confidence to do it on their own, then I can have another person and bring them in. And I want to create like disciplined lifestyle individuals.
Absolutely.
Bro, I got lemon cookies and scones in there, but I make room
for it. Exactly. Look, there's a method to that.
There's a method to it.
As we're talking, so you keep going.
Look, y'all want to look good, right?
Listen.
You gotta eat. You gotta eat, all right?
So hold on, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm just gonna put.
He gonna snack.
I am. I am. So don't judge me.
Are you sharing?
Hey, bro, yes, absolutely.
Sharing is caring.
So to my clients, if y'all watching, when I tell y'all about what y'all put in y'all mouth and I don't want to hear it. Like, this is how you do it. You make time. But to your point,
make time for the things you want.
But to your point, with in the sense of making time, clients tend to think that them paying us, right?
Yeah.
Grants them privilege to talk and handle us. When in actuality, your money only grants you access to me.
I'm glad you said that.
Your money grants you access, not privilege to act or treat me however you feel like.
Yes. So this is something that, oh man, the fight world brings a bunch of crazy people. I'm one of them. They bring a bunch of weirdos. I'm one of them. But they bring a bunch of people without control. I'm not one of those.
And that's the rough part.
And that's the worst part.
I've always wanted to get into fighting, but that's the thing I worry about. Getting in interacting with people who have like the self-control.
The lack of self-control? Yeah. No. So that's majority of the fight world. And so think about this. My coach made hammered a perspective into me. He said, look, y'all come here in the gym fighting every week. You don't have to show me that you're tough. He says, say it's 500 million, just for round numbers, it's 500 million people or whatever, 400 million people in the U.S. How many people train consistently? Not train working out. I mean like come in here and punch each other and kick each other in the face consistently on a weekly basis. Let's say 1%. Okay? Now, of that 1%, how many of those people actually train to a portion to where they can compete? They want to compete. Maybe 1% of the 1%. So if 10 people walk into your gym, maybe one person wants to compete. So 1% of the 1%.
Work.
And then how many of those people who compete are going to compete on a professional level? Maybe 1% of those 1%. So for every 100 people, one person. Now, out of those, how many of those go professional and compete at a
major
high level? 1% of those. So he says you are already at the 1% if you come in and train kickboxing, boxing, a combat sport 2 to 3 days a week. You don't have to come in and show me you're tough. It's a prerequisite of the sport. And then the further you get down that line, if this is sanity, you start getting further and further away from sanity. And with insanity comes crazy emotions, crazy trauma, people's life stories. They're fighting in the gym, fighting your demons, and it was a place for me to learn how to...
an outlet for them.
It becomes an outlet. Now you have to be careful. Words are very important to me, and
they are. Words
one
are power.
of my really, really good friends, who's also a sponsor of mine, told me something, and what he said, I can't even say it right now. I'm getting chills because I was in one of my lowest periods of my life. Just like a very, very low period. And when someone asks you, how are you doing? As men, we stone face that shit. We say, we all right.
I'm good.
You good? You're not good.
Never.
You're not good. Almost never.
Never.
Right?
No. We're never good. Let's be honest.
So
we're never. There's always something.
My dad was born in the 1940s, 1948. My dad's a black man, post-World War II era, pre-civil rights, like all this crazy stuff, right? Like, there's stories that I will not mention here.
Trauma and
but,
PTSD.
You want to talk about, my dad has seen stuff that other people would never see in their lifetime, right? If you're a black person in the United States, and I don't want to get into it, I don't even touch it about like, when people complain about racism nowadays, I'm like, yo, if you complaining about racism and being held back nowadays, yo, you can make $1 million just Google, bro, just using the internet. It's called a smartphone. Don't be dumb with it, right? Like, you have the access to the world at your hand. If you're still letting this be a crutch, it's your mindset. It's not the system, right? So I'm like, my dad went through all this crazy stuff, and he instilled that 1940s, be a hard man. Like, I think the first time I saw him shed a tear was like my uncle died, and it was unexpected. It was like car accident on the way to work, and he was in good health, all this kind of stuff, and that kind of wrecked our whole family. And I still have like the image of like, somebody got to tell grandma that her only son now is gone. And so like, and that's the only time I'm talking about, I didn't see this man shed a tear my whole entire fucking life. I'm talking about, I saw my dad stand up to the cops and a dude with a shotgun with no gun. Like, I dare you come over here for my family. Like, we were playing in the hood, and like, we crossed some imaginary boundary that some old dude had some land on. And he came out with a shotgun, and my dad approached him, and then they called the cops, and the cops came because now it's a black dude. And they're like, he's like, yo, get the fuck. And I'm like, I'm seeing my dad stand up to the cops, and I'm like, yo, like, this man is built different. Right?
Absolutely.
But it was because of his environment that he grew up in the 40s and 50s and 60s, having gone through racism, the drug. So my dad is from New York. So, so he grew up during, Bubby Johnson? He used to grow up with some of his right hand.
Up in Harvard.
So, right? So that's my dad from.
I get it. Like, so, the crack era in New York was different.
It was different. So, like, I'm like, my dad has seen crazy shit. And I'm like, he's just built different. So I took the prototypical on what I thought a man was, like, hey, you got to be able to withstand whatever life throws at you. And at moments of weakness, you can't show your enemy that you're weak, even if you're feeling it. And people can say whatever they want, and maybe that's like part of the reason why men are, but it's like, is he wrong? Because life is going to fucking punch you in the face
all the time,
10 times over. And I know from being a professional fighter, when I'm in there in the ring, if a fighter hits me and I go, they're going to be like, oh, I got this dude, right? So it's like, it might not be suitable for all parts of life, but it's very necessary for men. And like, having those kind of like boundaries and 10 toes down, it's like, hey man, you got to like stand on business and let people know, like, hey, this is who I am, what I am.
You good up to right here.
This is how we do it. But when you start to enter the fight world, people's egos, people's insecurities, people's traumas and stuff start to come out, and that just doesn't become a place where they're fighting their demons. That becomes their demon. It was once a place to benefit them, and then it becomes a place to where it takes advantage.
But it overcomes them.
Now you have to overcome whatever battle, and that's a beautiful thing about fighting. So when you get into like professional athlete, high-end professional athlete, the mindset only gets crazier. That animal you see in the cage that everybody's afraid of, that's always in that guy. So when he walks down the street and somebody bumps into him, and that other dude doesn't know that this dude is a trained killer, he's like, hey man, back up, and you're like, I'm gonna just walk the other way. Like, people don't understand the amount, because as a man, we're always one interaction or one word away from it becoming physical. And I've always tried to explain that to like my sisters, my nieces, my nephews, or like past girlfriends. They're like, why do you like this one in public? I'm like, you don't have no idea that I saw that guy. He peeped out at you. I got to look at the door while you just having a good time. And I'm watching the drinks and I'm doing the thing. And I'm like, that's why I don't go out very much, because I'm always in protector mode. But if I don't do it, you wouldn't even want to be with me, because I can't handle you. So it's like, I got to be able to handle me and you in the crowd. And when I go out with my very beautiful family and my mother that looks like one of my sisters, I'm watching. I'm like, which one of y'all looking? Yeah, who trying to get fucked up today? Yeah, watch out, bro. Like, but I'm like, I can't cut that off. That's a part of who I am.
I'm the same way. That's why like I don't do a lot of going out. Like crowds.
All the place I see you is in the gym.
That's where we'll be at.
All the time.
That's where we'll be at.
All right,
You know what I mean?
so I want to pivot. We talked a little bit of like about my family before we get any further. All right, because I know the people gonna be in my DMs. Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Do you have a girl?
I do.
You do.
I'm good.
Stay out the DMs. Y'all leave Will alone. All right. He's taking.
Take it easy. I don't need no problem.
Gotcha. All right. I see that you have like your.
Yeah.
Is that your
That's
brand?
me. That's me right there.
Boom. Marvelous VIP. Give
yep.
us a little background because I'm always interested in like the business or entrepreneurial aspect.
Absolutely.
Of anyone that decides to start the journey because y'all crazy too.
And we are.
Too.
Absolutely.
But you're striving for something, and every brand stands for something. And a lot of times, like say, if I wore that, I might be doing it to support you. But a lot of the people don't know the message behind the brand.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm glad you just said that.
Tell them, like, when people understand you, they'll be more inclined to support your brand. So tell us about the VIP.
Yep.
Marvelous VIP.
So,
I messed up on the IG. I said MVP.
It's
Most
all good.
valuable person. My
it
bad.
is, but see, but it's still all that's still it's all in the loop. So, I am a 20+ year retired military vet.
Oh shit!
Air Force.
Thank you for your
Hey,
service.
it's my pleasure, man. Air Force. I've had 3 different career fields. I've had about 5 or 6 different deployments. At least 2 combat engaged deployments. I've worked on F-15, 16s, A-10 aircrafts, bombs and missiles. I switched over, became a firefighter for like.
Are you a firefighter?
I did all that.
My best friend's a firefighter.
I did
He's
all
my head
that.
coach too.
So I did firefighting. I did everything
was
from
it in Warner Robins?
Okay. All in the Air Force.
All in the Air Force.
All
Oh,
in the
shit.
military.
Oh, nice,
So
nice.
I've done everything from running in burning buildings with hand lines to running and crewing emergency scenes, crewing my own truck, running emergency scenes. I've done fire inspection.
I knew you was crazy. That's why initially, like, I knew something was up.
Hey, look, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I did a lot of shit at firefighting. I didn't never think I would believe. I would never believe that becoming a firefighter at some point I'll be jumping out of a helicopter, having to go and cut people out of Humvees that have been blown up behind the line. So, like, it's been crazy. And from there, I ended up becoming an instructor. Like my last few years before I retired, which kind of got me into the fitness. So, pivot back. MVP. So when I was a younger version of myself, 2019, man, that's
6 years
no,
ago.
it's not 2019. I'm lying. I wanted to be a short period of time. 1999.
Oh, 1999. Ooh, before
Cash
Y2K.
Money was taking over for 99 to 2000, right?
So you're working with some
exactly right.
music.
So I graduated basic training, and then I went to what we call technical training school. Once you get out of basic training, where you kind of learn your job. And when I got there, I linked up with a bunch of these young cats like myself. A lot of them from like Alabama. That's where I'm from, Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
Shout out to the hometown. I met some guys from Alabama, a couple other places. Shout out to my nigga Neon Noodles.
Noodles, all right.
We met them all out there, and we were just a bunch of young fly cats that was coming into the military, kind of doing our thing. And we used to always be everywhere together. And it's like whenever we walk in, it was like, oh, yo, them dudes is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we started calling ourselves VIP. So them, whether they knew it or not, like that time, it did a lot for me. I was like a young kid coming from home, not really knowing what I'm doing or where I'm going next. So to kind of meet a bunch of guys with similar interests, it make you feel like you're at home. Like that was good for me. And I kind of carried that with me. So as I went on and went further into life, I'm also into music. I dibble and dabble in music.
Like play music, sing,
I rap.
write.
I rap. I can sing, but it's not my thing.
I do
per se.
sing, but I can't.
Exactly,
That's
do,
me.
but I
I'm
can't.
I'm confident, so I'll sing, and it'll sound bad really loud.
I don't want it though.
My sister got the singing talent. I write a little bit.
I can, but it's not my thing. But rapping was always one of those other passions.
What style? Like more like.
I'm versatile, bro. I don't like to put myself in a box.
All right, not in a box, but if you had to say like, all right, like. Not in comparison, because like comparison is thief for joy, but like, hey, it's more like a storyteller, more like catchy, more punchline.
If I had to give myself like a template of artists who I see myself as, I am your T.I. Jay-Z. I'm a Southern. Right. I have that Southern inspiration, but I absolutely am lyrically inclined. My family's from Yonkers, New York.
Okay.
So growing up with
Look at that.
growing up with my aunties
From
and
New
uncles.
York to Bama, and for me, it's New York to GA. So,
So you know what I mean. So like that, them, and I grew up with them as they grew up. So all the East Coast rap music when it first started, like that was me. Like, so I've just kind of evolved with music, and like that's my taste. So my lyrical style is just kind of a mix of everything. So yeah, but so I rapped and all that stuff, and it was cool. But I never lost the sense of the VIP part. Like I never lost that. Like it always stayed with me throughout the time. So as I moved on, and I think at some point when you're creative, you always paint this picture in your mind of, man, if I could do it, it'll look like this. So if I could become this rap artist.
Pause real quick. There's I took it off because I'm taking it. I'm doing a speech down in Florida. It was right there over where that memorial for my grandmother is.
Yeah.
And it said, "What if?"
Yeah.
It said, "What if?" And I had a speech to myself. What if?
What if? So what if I could be, if I could make this thing how I wanted to? Like I said to myself, I would take Marvin's VIP, and it would be clothing brand. It would be a movie. It would be movies. It would be music. Like I thought someone said it would be all these things. And so as we grow up, we get older. I had kids. Our life, your thought process on what things look like evolved, but VIP never left.
Yeah.
So
it's a part of you.
Exactly.
It's part of you.
It literally, for me, it literally was.
Yeah.
So once I got to like 2019 now, and I'm getting ready to retire, I was instructing at this point in time, and I'm like trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up, right?
Yeah.
One of the things about teaching, when we was teaching at the time, one of the parts of the curriculum was health and wellness.
Okay.
And like that really stuck to me because we were helping these people who probably maybe ain't done nothing more than running their PT tests, to try to make sure they can make their rank or to stay in or whatever the case is.
People got taped.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know
right.
a little bit. I got a lot of family friends in the military come to me for, hey man, I need to get my mile time down.
Exactly.
I need to get my body fat down.
Exactly.
Otherwise I'm going to fat
camp. Exactly. So, but because I was the person that had to be up there in front of these people now.
Yeah.
I am now the poster child of what you're supposed to look like to go out.
Look like what you're preaching. Otherwise you can't be up there.
Right.
Hey man.
Exactly. So I started definitely taking like my fitness and my health a lot more serious, and then kind of like I know everybody loses people. I've lost some really significant family members, you know what I mean, to things I felt like could have been managed had they lived different, ate differently, moved around more.
Diabetes, high blood
pressure, cancers that come from the stuff that we eat, you know what I mean? Because like your dad was back in the 1940s.
My dad died from cancer.
my condolences, my grandma, uncle. It's just like, you see where we're going.
The food that you eat when you grow up in poor Section 8, poverty-stricken places, it's literally just to survive.
It is.
When you get older and you think like, oh, I'm throwing down, and you open this shit out of a can, putting it in plastic, heating it up in an oven on aluminum foil, doing this, drinking Kool-Aid, adding sugar to this.
Slowly killing yourself.
It's really not slow. If you think about that was your childhood, then you go out on your own, you do worse than that, and then you think you're growing up, and then you're like, oh, I gotta eat. Like, when I was young, it was Fruity Pebbles and this.
But see, that was the thing.
20 plus years.
When we was children, though, our immune system, our bodies worked different. They were faster to heal themselves.
Yeah.
Even with the shit that we were getting.
Because it's survival. Your body's gonna adapt. If you want to survive, it'll do that. But as a grown up, when people keep saying, man, I hit 30 and I felt it all, I'm like, because that's when the biological clock starts to time down. So if it turned down 0.1 and you felt like you got hit by a brick, you bet you should have started 10 years ago.
Exactly.
But it's the best time to start is now. I tell people yesterday.
Anytime, the best time
to start is now because you're not promised tomorrow.
No, you're not. So it just started to make me, as I had to be the part and look the part, to teach the part. Once it was time to get out, it was like, all right, so what do you really think you want to do? And my heart was really into helping people become their best version of themselves. So with that with that thing in sense, I was like, well, what we're gonna do with this Marvin's VIP thing? So I started and I took it and I thought about it. I was like, well, like my family, people I've lost, people don't invest in themselves enough. So Marvin's VIP, be the most important person in your life.
I like
Become
that.
the most
I like
important
that.
person in your life.
See,
you know what
now
I mean?
that makes me when we're done this and I'm like, hey, let me buy a shirt from you, let me get a this from you. That makes me like, hey, when I wear the brand, I can feel the message.
Absolutely.
Versus when a lot of people are just like, hey man, I like that shirt. How much is it? It's like people really invest in people, and then like the product is just an extension of will, right? So it's just
I get
like,
it.
all right. But hearing that, it's like, damn, you think of the plane's about to lose pressure and the oxygen
They tell
mask
you
come
to-
off, right? Put it on you first
and
before
then
you
the
do
next
that.
person.
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, but it's a kid. And it's like, yeah, but if you pass out, you and
can't
the
help
kid
that
die.
kid.
You and the kid die.
If you
But
die,
if
you
put-
can't help your kid.
Exactly.
If you die, you can't help your wife. If you
Exactly.
die, you can't help your mother. You know what I mean? So Marvin's VIP is about, and which goes over to like, so Marvin's VIP is like the overarching brand, because now I'm doing apparel, which is coming online.
Okay.
I got an app that I'm working on so I can start doing challenges. So Marvin's VIP is the bigger overarching. MVP Fitness is what I run my fitness out of. So it's like
Oh, so it is an MVP.
It absolutely
okay,
is.
I
It
was
is.
like, I
Nope,
could've
you're
sworn,
right. It is.
I was like, either I
It
missed
is.
that
Nope.
eye or I got punched in the face a
No.
little bit too much this week.
No,
I ain't see
it's
it.
MVP. So just the way I have it, the way I have it
the
made,
script,
it's
okay.
MVI lowercase I
Oh,
P
okay,
fitness,
okay.
right?
I got you. Well,
Because
I like that. I like that.
Because again, like, you should be the most important person in your story. You should be.
Main character energy.
You have to.
Main character. I just saw something today and it got me fired up. And you know, people talk about having conversations with God. Mm-hmm. And not even on like no crazy tip. I'm like, yeah, I have conversations with the devil. Because we all do. When you're not supposed to be doing that
something?
work,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the devil. You know better, right? And I was like, you know better. So do better.
Absolutely.
Right? You can't tell people to do things or give people advice that you're not taking.
Yeah, if you're not doing it.
So who's your own worst critic?
You are.
Right? And if you can be godly, you can be devilly too.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's a choice to make.
It is.
Every day you get up, you have a choice. You can be a good man.
You can.
Or you can be a bad man.
It's a choice.
And it's very easy to be a bad man.
And in this day and age, it's
every option available to you is to be a bad man.
They damn near make it seem like being bad
it's
the best thing to be.
It's the best thing to do, right? Hey man, just like ignore this, do that. Hey, you want this? It's cheaper, it's easier, it's this, and it's like, yo, you're getting temptation thrown at you all day long. You have to exercise your discipline in a world that's literally scientifically made to distract you. Every advertisement is how can we get their attention quicker? How can we keep them on the apps longer? How can we get them more addicted to the food? How can we get the advertisement to play with their visual senses so they look over here? It's like, you have to be so fucking strong as a person, period.
You do.
But like as a man, you have to especially practice discipline because there's a role as a protector and a provider that you have to not just embody, you have to be. Because if you aren't it, it is felt. It's a presence. It's not what you say, it's what you do. So when you walk in the room, I'm like, that's why I'm saying, I can see this guy over here working out and he's doing this for him.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, he's doing this for him. He's in great shape. But the things that he's doing continuously, every day I come in here, he's here. Every day. I'm in this bitch every day.
Because it's like you said, I can't be the best. I have my daughter's 17, my youngest son is 12, my oldest son is 13, 14 now. Jesus Christ.
You just know, hey, who's the oldest and youngest?
That's all I know. It's a domino.
It was like, you just the youngest boy. It don't matter the age.
Exactly.
Right? Your birthday coming up soon.
and like you were just saying, like, to be the protector to them, like, I have to be here. I gotta be there. I gotta be there. I have to show up. I have to show my daughter how she's supposed to be handled and how a man should treat her. You need to see what a man is like in real life.
So
you know what I mean?
Would say the protecting part, I could be wrong, but in my perspective, would you say that the protecting part is, nothing's easy, but it's simpler than being a live action role model? Like, being the person who has to do the things I'm telling you to do, not just telling you to do it.
Doing it, actually like living it out in real life?
So, because like, as far as you being an influence, like an influence in your kid's life, right? Are you gonna tell them to work out, or are you gonna be like, hey man, we're gonna come and get this workout?
No, I gotta show them.
So do you feel like being a protector? And they're both. This is like a devil's advocate question, right? So I'm playing the devil, right? It's like, do you feel like it's simpler for a man to be the protector or embody the role of, obviously being a protector is part of being a leader, but being the one to influence the family? Like, hey,
I think it's still one and the same. Like, you have to show it. You have to be that. You have to show. You have to live that. Like, I want her to so she dances.
Okay.
That's what she does. And she's getting ready to go off to college for dance. And one of the things, like, I tell her all the time about like how she eats or what she's eating. She gets tired of hearing it. She does.
Yeah.
She gets tired of hearing about it.
But women are way more crazy than the guys about it.
My daughter is.
My sister's. Well, what about? I'm like, just.
So I have to, but I don't just tell you something just to tell you. Like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it. Like, so when I tell her about talking to different boys, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you. And then, like, the protector has to come out, because then sometimes she's gonna go here. And when I have to show up,
I'm like, yeah.
exactly. So when I show
I gotta
up,
show y'all who's the marvelous.
so when I show up,
here.
and whoever sees me,
They're aware.
yeah, that's her dad. Yeah, this is her dad.
Yeah.
So you're going to treat her as such. So I just feel like you have to be it. So Marvin's VIP is just about, making, like, are you your most valuable person? Are you your most important person in your life? Because you should be. If you're not willing to invest in you, then what are you? Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. The quote that I saw, I follow this page because, like, I get a lot of my positivity from very, very, very dark, traumatic places. And I'm like, my goal is, like, to turn that into something great, because I'm like, it's fuel.
Yeah.
You gotta just...
You get your fuel where you get it from.
Wherever
That's
you get it from. Now, we're all alchemists. We can turn that fuel into something positive or something negative. But it's up to you, right?
Yes.
Hurt people hurt people. It's like, or hurt people could choose to heal people. It's up to you.
You have to choose to be different.
So now I gotta go out and hurt people? Like,
no.
That's the most backward shit ever. But it's a picture of a skeleton, like he's basically dead already. And he's like just like smoking a cigarette, and he's asking a question to nothing. You can't see it, but it's a slide. And always on the other side is the devil. And then they have another question, another one where the guy's alive, and then the other side is God. And so it's like a play on, like, having a God on, like, if you scroll one way, it's the God, and you scroll one way, it's the devil. Yeah. So the guy's talking, and he's like, man, he said, man, I want to have, like, an interesting life or something like that. And you scroll, and the devil's like, I've never seen the main character of a movie scrolling on his phone for hours in his room. That'd be a boring movie. I was like, damn, put the damn phone down. I was like, put this shit down. I just started doing push-ups. I was like, hey, fuck that.
Yeah.
But
that's a good ass meme, though.
But think about that. Regardless, I have a book, this one right here. This is not the book that I'm going to recommend today, but I have a funny story about this. And I'm writing a book. It'll be out, published on my birthday, September 21st, 2025.
Let's go, Arthur Moon.
And it's Moon's Words of Wisdom. And one of my messages is, don't kill the messenger. I was like, if you're a religious person, it was like, they killed the greatest messenger of all time.
And they did.
Right? It was like, God sent the message, and we literally killed the messenger.
Literally.
Right? Literally.
Literally killed him.
So don't kill the messenger because you don't like the message. Sometimes the message could be coming from your enemy. It doesn't make that message less true.
Nope.
Right? So for me, when I follow this page, I'm scrolling, it's the same image every time, but a different conversation. And then one page is the guy talking to the devil, and the other page is the guy talking to God.
Yeah.
They're all good messages. And depending on what state of mind you're in is how you're looking at the message.
How you're going to perceive it.
Mm-hmm. And so when I talk about messages, this is a funny book. One of my favorite motivational speakers of all time, you probably know him, E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Absolutely.
Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
So what does that say?
Eric Thomas.
Right? I'm on the Eric Thomas kick. I listen to one of his speeches. It gives me chills. I'm a young like man.
If you can listen to him and just be unmoved, you probably need to check your pulse.
The first speech I ever listened to was, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. And it still, to this day, gives me chills. And I remember watching it because at that point in time, I was in love with football. I still love football, but I don't play it. Right?
Yeah.
I practice martial arts. And it's this guy who's trying to get drafted, and all he's doing is working out. And it's just him by himself, and him and one trainer. And he's just like, man, the guy, walk out to the water, walk out to the water. He's doing the whole succeed as you want to breathe, right? I'll plug in maybe that video here, but I bought this book because I was like, ooh, Eric Thomas got a book. You know, he got a book come out. I bought this book. This is not what I read. So I'm like, damn, this book is 500 pages. Fuck. Like, I'm not a reader. At that point in time, I hated reading, but I was like, you got to do the thing that you hate. So I'm going to start reading. Great information. I'm like, man, this book is good. I get like halfway through it. I'm like, man. And I get to a point, and the guy says something about his life. And I was like, that doesn't match up with Eric Thomas' backstory. So I do research on the book. I get upset. I'm like,
this ain't that Eric Thomas.
this is a different Eric Thomas, right? I'm 200 and something pages into this book. And you know, because of my attitude, I didn't want to read the book.
You didn't finish the rest of it.
And then I sat down and had a conversation with myself.
Why?
Why? Why are you killing the messenger?
Ooh, yeah.
The message
was good.
And I've been saying it's good the whole time.
Yeah.
And now
you've been 250 pages in.
I just did what everybody did in the 1950s. Oh man, that was really good. He black? Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't like his message no more, right? I was being a fucking bigot. I was like, this ain't my guy. I don't like his message anymore. And I'm like,
I'm not reading.
That's fucking retarded, bro. Yeah. I'm like, I had all this information. I was like, you know what? You got to be open-minded. You just literally now close yourself off because of this guy had the same name that probably thousands of people have. And
no telling how many Eric Thomases there are.
And I was like, just finish reading it. Because I was taking notes and everything like that. I was getting up at 5:30 a.m. to go to Starbucks at 6 a.m. to read because I had a full-time job. So I'm like, I'm just going to start reading. I can't read at work. By the time I do my physical labor job, come home, train, I don't want to do shit. So I'm just like, man, I'm going to do that. And then I get halfway through it, I'm like, man, I ain't getting up no more. Fuck that. And I'm just like, damn, that's crazy, right?
Don't kill
the messenger. And I think that's like a very important aspect of just life. A lot of times, like somebody might say something, and because we don't like the person, we
doesn't
don't
make the
listen to
message.
the
No,
message.
that's true.
The message just like hits a brick wall, or one end or out the other. And it's like, bruh, like the message was good. If you just really, you have to let your guard down, you open up and like listen, then we can kind of.
You can split the hairs later, but let the message be the lesson.
Yeah.
Let the message be the message.
Like how many people are falling in love with these? They're not necessarily villains, but like Marvel and all these superheroes that they're starting to show what they call the anti-hero. It's like when, forget Joker 2, worst movie ever. But the first Joker,
I haven't seen it. The first one was really good.
First one, don't waste your time on the second one.
I gotta watch it. I've watched the first one. I can't do nothing but watch the second one. I got to.
It's a 2-hour waste of your life.
Bro, I have to watch it though. Like I can't. I've been
warned.
I don't have a choice.
I left the movie and I was like.
Well, good thing I ain't going to pay for it.
I was mad. I paid.
I would definitely be.
What did I just
clicking the screen button on that one?
Oh my god! But so they're introducing people to the anti-hero, and the anti-hero is a villain. And I've heard this.
Now you talking my language.
I've heard this speaker, and I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Tim Ferriss or Alex Ramosi, but one of the gentlemen that I follow, and they were like, heroes and villains have the same backstory. One just says, I've been hurt. It might have been Jordan Peterson, so I'm going to hurt the world. Another one says, I've been hurt, so I'm going to make sure that no one gets hurt like that. And it's like, they all have terrible backstories, but they're using it.
It's choice.
It's their choice. And like, that's the thing that ultimately, like, I love practicing stoicism. Stoicism is just a way of life of pursuit of self-mastery, which never ends because you'll die because you'll never eventually master everything. You can't master yourself, right? Once you think you got it,
continue to be teachable.
Exactly, right?
Live a teachable life.
And so I kind of really like the anti-hero story. And currently in 2025, some people might look at me as the villain, but I'm in my anti-hero arc because I'm like, the level of don't give a fuck has resurfaced because I realize how full of shit people are, including myself.
You got to know it.
I'm like, I'm full of shit. I said, you were going to start this podcast In 2023, you wrote it down. Oh, on my birthday, I'm going to do this. And then 2024, you were supposed to have your first book published. So who's full of shit now, Mr. Know-It-All?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
So you know what I got to do? Everything
whatever
I said
it
I was
is,
gonna
whatever
do.
it
Whatever
is.
it is, I got to do it. I got to get up earlier. Cool. I trained late. Cool. Come back. Start typing out notes. Cool. Come back. Do this. Bro, like, everybody got the same 24 hours. We all hear it.
I needed that message.
We all hear it, right?
That was for me, by the way. That was.
But it's like, don't kill the messenger, bro.
No.
Right?
I dig it. That was for me, though.
When you hear something that resonates with you, it's because it struck a chord. Now it's up to you to figure out. Now we can spend a lot of time figuring out why, or we can use that energy and go do something. Yeah. Right.
Take a step.
Take a step. Action.
Take a
right
step.
There. Action changes things. That's on my vision board. Right.
Absolutely.
And is it W.S. Clement? I'm gonna pin this one right here. He was like, thoughts do not overcome fear, only action does. It's like, you can think about all the scenarios on what ifs and what if nots and what if this and blah, blah, blah. Once you take that first step, a lot of the fear disappears.
Yeah.
Because it was all...
The hardest part is starting.
Yeah, the hardest part is
starting. That's anything.
I said, all right, so I tell people, I think that's a fallacy. Hardest part, you take the first step. The hardest part is knowing and taking that step every single day. You're in shape, right?
True.
When you got into a physique that you feel comfortable with.
Which I haven't.
Never.
Be quite honest.
That's my point. Every day you decide to take the step.
Yeah.
So is the hardest part taking the step or the hardest part to keep stepping?
It's the hardest part to keep going.
How many days do you, let's say if you didn't work out, like you didn't work out, nothing, no working out. This is a regular day, but you didn't work out. How many of those days can you have consecutively?
I can't.
Exactly.
I absolutely cannot. Exactly. I feel like I get worse when I don't work out. So like I know you have to take a break. I know that. Like I know you have to do. And to be quite honest, like I literally will have to make myself like sit completely still. Meaning I probably got to put myself to sleep. Like eat, go to sleep, something.
I got to do something.
But
you can't cut your brain off.
No, you can't.
You know there's an area that you could be improving.
Exactly. So I
got that
can't.
little demon in there too.
I can't, bro. Like I need it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the work for me is balance because, like you said, to be who we are in this world that there is, I don't know. Maybe I'm an anti-hero too in my own way because I'm with you. Like I know how full of shit people are. I am 100% honest with myself about how much shit that I am full of and trying to work on it. And I have even less tolerance for other people. I can do it when you pay me. Yes, I can. For a small, nominal fee, I can do it. But in the grand scheme of the big picture, like I know how much people aren't, and like I don't have so much of that. You know what I mean? It's only so much grace I can give. Because I know I need the grace, so I have to give it to other people, but I don't be wanting to.
Yeah, so I feel like that kind of grace has to be earned.
It is. Absolutely.
I think the biggest thing there is accountability. You are accountable for your own actions.
Accountability and responsibility, my two favorite words.
Accountability and responsibility. You're accountable and responsible for your own actions or lack thereof. Because lack of action is a form of action in
nonetheless.
Itself. All right? You can see something and not do something about it. Like, I have this thing about picking up trash. I'm like, if it's in my direction, I'll pick it up. I can't get everywhere because I have a certain time I got to be a certain place. I'll walk into something, I'll just pick it up, boom. Because just as easy as it was for that person to throw it in the trash, that trash are everywhere, it was easy for them to just throw it on the floor. So that's a mindset. So if I walk past it, I'm exercising the same mindset as them. So I feel like a lazy piece of shit. And I'm like, bruh, but it's dirty. Bro, it's hand sanitizer in every building you walk into. Throw it away. It's always hand sanitizer next to a trash can.
Yeah.
They have hand sanitizer next to the shopping cart things when you go. It's like, bro, we live through a COVID world. It's hand sanitizer fucking everywhere. Don't be a lazy piece of shit. Imagine there's 7 billion people on the planet. If everybody just put one piece of trash in the trash can, we would have fucking global fucking trash fields. It's like
It's a mindset.
it's a mindset. It's a
we'll get
mindset. So that's kind of like a little mindset that I like to live by. My mom just always preached it in me. Like one of her favorite sayings is, "If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem." And so we grew up like that. We're about to get ready to wrap it up here shortly.
Yes.
So we have our IG questions. Our IG questions. We're gonna elaborate a little bit, but if you want somebody's time, it ain't free. Or the least you can do is message him or I on our business pages or whatever, and then hey, people dedicate 20, 30 years of their life to doing something, and they paid the cost in blood, sweat, tears, and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in school and stuff like that. And if you want free information, Google has more information.
Google has all of it, by the way.
More than we both have. But we'll elaborate on a little bit of this, okay?
What we got?
All right. What we got? We're gonna start with this one, and then I'm gonna keep this simple for me, and then you can elaborate on this. We'll try and keep it in 1 to 2 minute range.
Let's do it.
All right, IG questions. Shout out to Tear Bear XOXO Terry. All right. What challenge in life has shaped you the most? For me, it's gonna keep it very plain and simple.
Oh shit, it's real easy for me.
The challenge that shaped me the most is the challenge of to continuing to challenge myself, because the first challenge
he wouldn't got deep on mine. Mine ain't gonna be that deep, I promise.
Well, no, the first challenge I had was learning that the hardest one. I guess this would sum it up. The hardest one I had to learn was, for a while, I was proving other people wrong. And when I realized that shit was easy, proving myself right was way harder. And it was like the biggest demon in the world. I had to overcome myself. And then when I overcame myself, I realized for every level, it's a new devil. So now I got to build myself up for that next level. So my biggest challenge in life, the first one, was my first back surgery. Doctors telling me I wasn't going to walk straight, been in a car accident, I'm on bed rest, fucking morphine trip, not walking, and I was just thinking about how great I'm gonna be. And that's a weird mindset to be in. To be physically broken. And I was watching Kobe Bryant videos, and I was like, if my body can't do anything, I'm gonna build up my mind so strong that it's impenetrable. And I don't know if it was the morphine, if I was high off the morphine, but I told my mom, can she close the door, because I could feel the books in the other room. My dad had a book collection.
That is crazy.
And in one,
I could feel the books.
In one, I'm dead serious. I could not go to sleep. I was like, yo, can you close the door? I can fucking feel the books. She's like, yeah, baby. Yeah, just go to bed. Go sleep. Go sleep. And I was like, she probably think I'm crazy. She's like, she know I'm crazy anyway. One of the cases had a religious text from my dad studied religion. So it was awesome. Bible, Torah, Quran, tablet, all that stuff. And then the other one was all just the rest of my dad's books. But I fucking felt like I could feel words. I don't know how to explain it, but that time changed my life. Go ahead.
For me, fatherhood.
Fatherhood
has been the biggest challenge of my life. It's one thing to navigate who you are and try to figure out what you're doing and trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up. Mm-hmm. It is a whole other fucking ball game when you have 3 other people that you now are in charge of and have to do that exact same thing and more, because you don't want them to be you. You don't want them to be like you. You want them to be better than you. Yeah. So that means you have to do 10 times the shit that you did for you to make sure that you were good to make for them, because you want their life to be 1,000,000 times better than yours. And it's a different set of ideas. It's a constant evaluation of who you are today. Are you going to be consistent with being who you are today? Because now I'm trying to tell this little person here that consistency that I have to show them every day, they have to go do it. And telling them ain't going to mean shit. I have to show them.
That's where a lot
Fatherhood is my biggest challenge.
That's where a lot of parents fail at. All right, so this one, I'll tell you about a story I've never told anyone, okay? This is one of my former Muay Thai students. She's still a student of mine, but I'm not teaching at both gyms. I can only go to the other gym whenever I have spare time.
Work.
Spread the Message 2022, all right? Her and her brother, the most marvelous students ever alive, and it comes straight from the parents. Respect level, yes sir, on the mat, on time. What extra can I do? The way they carry themselves, I'm like, these are model human beings. Emil and Shemale, all right? Yo, they are like if I could say, hey, can I get an army?
Can I get some more of these?
Can we raise children to be like
Can
them?
I get some more of those?
Because they no longer children. They're in the adult class, and Emil he was a short, chubby kid, and he is rocked up, and he be putting hands on grown ass men.
So
and I watch them walk off the mat like, God damn. I'm like, yeah, that's an 18-year-old boy that fucked you up. But he been training since he was like 13, 14. So his sister, both jiu-jitsu and striking. So don't think you're going to just take them down.
You're not going to grab them.
Nope,
nah.
Good luck, right? But the question is, do you or have you ever struggled with body images as an athlete? Yes, and I still do. I'm a professional athlete. And when I give people advice, this is not advice because I studied some stuff. My certifications are just a stamp on the 10 to 12 years that I've been doing nutrition. I remember one specific fight camp. I was so malnourished that the cravings were just so bad, but I couldn't defeat that devil in my head. And I caved and I ate some really bad shit. And I went right to the bathroom and fucking puked it out. Because the number on the scale had to be a certain number. Yeah. If it don't make weight, you don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can taste all the sugar. My body's like, bro, I was so malnourished with not having enough calories and dehydrated because I was so scared about. I've never made that weight before.
You can feel that shit in your body when you know you're not.
135, but I didn't know enough about fitness and nutrition. I was being a fucking meathead. I'm like, I'm running every day, putting more miles on my body when fighting was already hard enough it is. But I have to go through those struggles. I didn't know any better, and
that's tough.
I'm cutting weight, and I remember getting down to like 140 something. I was supposed to get down to 135, and I can't sleep. Of course, if you're dehydrated and malnourished, you're not going to be able to sleep. And I'm in the bed like, and I get up and I go to the store and I just buy anything I can see, and I go home and I just start shoving that shit in my mouth. And then I instantly like, you fucking pussy. What are you doing? You have a fight in 2 weeks and you're in here shoving fucking Debbie cakes in your mouth. Like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, and I go to the bathroom and I just start hurling. And I'm like, get it out your system. Get it out your system. Was it the right thing to do? No. Have other fighters probably done it before? Many. Right? And it's a story I never told anyone. And so struggling with body image for an athlete is different because I'm not concerned about how I look. Mm-hmm. I have to make a number on the scale, and this is why I preach to so many people. The number on the scale is not that important. I'm a professional athlete. My career is based off the number. I get hired and fired based off the number. I lose money based off the number. I also lose performance if I don't get to that number right, and I get brain damage or liver damage because I dehydrated my body.
And now you just set yourself back even further from this deadline you have to be at.
Yes, I have done it. That's a little story for you guys. We're about to cut it short here. But have you ever struggled with body image as an athlete? You're also
all
an
the time.
Athlete. All the time.
All the time.
How? Like, what's the?
Just a little quick, short blurb. 2018, I knew I had to have rotator cuff surgery. Mm-hmm. Just like a week ago, I was looking at pictures from 2018 before I had the surgery. Cut up, chiseled up. I was teaching. Like, I was probably the best looking shape.
Yeah.
That I think I've for real, like looking shape that I've ever been in. I think I'm a lot healthier now. I think I'm a lot mobile, a lot more nimble, a lot more agile than I've ever been though, however now.
So your quality of life has enhanced.
Absolutely.
But the visually, you were like, damn, you thought you were good.
I did.
But you're not.
No.
That's an important thing. And when you hire a high-level trainer, that's what they want for you. You're like, but I want the six-pack. I want you to be able to do all this stuff the right way. And if you do this stuff the right way, we can get you down to six-pack size. But it's not going to happen today, not going to happen tomorrow. I don't do one-off, 1 month training.
That is literally my message.
6 month, 9 month, 12 months.
That is literally my message. Your quality of life is the most important thing. I could take your money all day long. I could. I really could. And it'd be great. But I won't feel good as a person not making you become, like I said, your most valuable person, your most important person. I won't feel comfortable with it.
That. All right. And this is for my little cousin. I'm not shouting out her Instagram handle because if I find any of y'all in her DMs.
Now we got to come put hands on you.
I'm not putting hands on you. I said I'll murder you, and I meant it. I'll probably bleep that out so it doesn't get flagged, but I'll, take care of you. Can we elaborate on this body negativity? I'm going to input the clip here. They say, can we talk about body positivity? And my response was, I'm positive. I feel positive about my body. I think we need to preach a little bit more body negativity. If you fat, get your fat ass out there and go for a walk. And I have to struggle with, that's our timer, we're about to wrap it up. I have to struggle with acceptance. I love acceptance, but people use acceptance as a crutch to stay where they're at. I love who I am. Cool. Does that mean you have no faults? I'm a 10 out of 10. So you're perfect? There's nothing you can improve. So if you think there's nothing you can improve, you've lost the battle already. And so
that's a good perspective.
It's like there's always room to improve, right?
Always.
I asked you, when you're going to get to the body you want? You said never.
Never.
Right? Because you're always working on improving. There's always an area you can improve.
Always.
So when I talk about body negativity, Spread the Message 2022, she also gave me some insight on like, hey, too much of anything isn't good. Too much body positivity, now you're not holding yourself accountable, you're not working to get better. Too much body negativity, in your instance, was like, I'm trying to work so hard to do this, that you also don't have quality of life.
No, you're killing yourself.
Either way on that message, either way, extreme on there is not the best, but the biggest thing you said about how you stay in the great physique you are, great shape, great quality of life is balance.
Got it.
All right? So
agreed.
All right, we got this is gonna be 60 seconds. Overrated or underrated? I got 4 questions. You gotta tell me why in under 10 seconds. You gotta just say overrated or underrated first, and then short 10 seconds on why.
Let's
All
go.
right, we ready?
Let's go.
Steroids, overrated.
Overrated. You're gonna die, you keep taking that shit.
BBLs.
Overrated. You're gonna die, you keep doing that shit.
HIIT training.
Ooh. I think it's good. What's it, overrated or underrated? What's the other thing?
Overrated or underrated? What do you?
I think it's underrated because people always like to go do a run for miles. You don't have to do 100 miles of running to get into the best shape. I love it. Let's go.
Last one. Facial hair for men.
Gotta have it. It is not underrated.
It's underrated.
You see these beards on us, bro?
Beards, bro.
Get you some.
Facial hair for women. I'm joking. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap it up. I always do. Book. I had the grind. I don't think y'all gonna read 500 pages.
No,
so
I don't think they are, especially if they realize it's the other Eric Thomas and not the one you wanted.
We're gonna do the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Very simple. 4 Agreements. Here they are.
I would read that book. It's very small.
Yes. All right. 4 Agreements. Agreement number 1: be impeccable with your word. Agreement number 2: don't take anything personally. Agreement number 3: don't make assumptions. And agreement number 4: always do your best. That's a self-explanatory. If you want to understand a deeper meaning of it, get the book. Boom. That's it. It was awesome, brother.
Man,
Yeah.
thank you, bro.
Thank you.
This was amazing.
All right. That's it.